What's good, my peoples? It's your boy Solace. Jesus Christ. My name is not Jesus. It's Cheese. Wake up. Y'all be saying wild, crazy, retarded shit. Now, not the people that follow me. Just the dummies that pop in. They watch 5 seconds of a video and then they pop in saying stupid stuff. It just be giving me a headache. I want to do this video for y'all right quick, called The Trick in Time, AD and BC. Now, we all been living on this earth for however long we've been living. And there's a lot of things that are right in your face that you never question, and I don't understand this. So, my question to the followers before I get into this video is, you know that men, and just according to what's recorded, that the earth is 6 billion years old, maybe even older. So we all know the earth is around 6 billion years old, or maybe even older. So now, my question to y'all is, if you know that, yet you know the year is 2016, why do you not see anything wrong with that? Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, you got BC and AD. So, that's why. But you got to understand, BC and AD don't make no sense once you consider that you got the year 1 BC. And then the next year, you got the year 1 AD. How you got the year 1 2 times? So now you got to ask yourself, how we get the year 1 twice? So now you know you got the year 1 twice because they counting the ancients. They counting all the time. All the BC time, they're counting it backwards. Meaning we're counting it backwards. But the ancients in their time, we know that they was counting forward. The same way we count. So we started from year 1 AD. And now we're currently at the year 2016. Mind you, if you look at the BC, it goes from 1 backwards, meaning the year 10 comes before the year 1. So that makes no sense. But that's how we got the time, and no one questions this. Now, let me break this down to y'all. AD means Anno Domini, some dumb shit like that. And that basically means the year of the Lord, which has to do with Jesus. BC basically means before Christ. So then you got those that didn't believe in Christ around that time, and they ain't gonna hear all that shit. You gotta remember, Jesus was supposedly born 1 AD, died 33 AD. So now you got people from around 70, 80, all the way to 100 AD. They ain't buying that shit, because they like, yo, I was born around that time. It wasn't no nigga walking around with that name. It wasn't nobody known by that. 1,000,000 motherfuckers got crucified. So this is their mentality back then around Jesus' time. Who is this? What are they talking about? So they went by BCE, before Common Era. So now you got BC, BCE, and AD. But basically all you got is AD and BC. The year of the Lord, which is Christ, and before Christ. So now you got to ask yourself, what happened between 1 BC and 1 AD to where the time had to start over? Because we know that the people in those times were not stupid enough to say this year is 1 BC and next year is going to be 1 AD. That would be absurd to them. They would say, why are we doing that? Why we just don't keep counting forward? Why are we reversing the time? So now you got to think. you got to think like this. We got stories dating back to about 8,000 BC, right? So you got stories dating back to 8,000 BC. So now if you go according to that and you say, well, let's just say man started keeping track of time around 8,000 BC. So then you figure we will be at least at the year 10,016. But we not. We at 2016. So now you got to look at it from this perspective. If men started keeping time around 8,000 BC, then when you got to 1 BC, that would be 8,000 BC. So now stay with me, because the time is reversed. So now all I'm doing is reversing it the right way. So now if time started getting kept track of at 8,000 BC, let's just say, because we don't know how far back it go. So let's just say at 8,000 BC, they started keeping track of time. So now in the year 1 BC, which is the year before 1 AD, it would be the year 8,000. Now, what happened at year 8,000 where the next year it went to 1 AD is the question. What happened? What happened to where man had a complete blank spot in history to where they forgot everything like that and had to start over? How did that happen? And how big was the blank spot between 1 AD and 1 BC? Because we could be talking about 1,000 years. You see how off track we are? We literally think 1 BC and then the next year was 1 AD. Mind you, nobody knows how long between those two periods it was. All we know is time started over at 1 AD. Why? Why did the ancient Egyptians, all the way from the ancient Egyptian times, live all the way to 1 BC and then time changed? How all that history happened and then we started over and went from 1. And then you got to remember, if you go back 1,000 years, we didn't even have cars, airplanes, and none of that. But if you go to 2,000, 2,500 BC, they did. So what happened? So when I tell you man started over, I'm not just talking about the time. Everything. Because it's almost like we went back to the beginnings, where it wasn't no cars, no nothing. We was like in beginning stages. It was no type of real technology. Technology started popping back up around the 1800s. So you figure what happened? How the Egyptians go from the level of to the level we at, or farther, and then 1 AD, we just completely dumb. Mind you, men been on the earth for a long fucking time. And we have proof that they were civilized. So how you go from civilized to uncivilized in 1 AD? So now we got to start putting 1 and 2 and 3 together and say, okay, something happened in history where something went wrong and time had to start over. Now, I'm not going to go into what happened right now because I'm tired. It's late. But I do want to say this, because I'm going to come back and touch up on this. But I'm going to say this. Men, no matter what happens, in all points in time, men will rediscover electricity and understand electrical charge. They will begin to understand that the body is the same way. Conscious spirit, we talking electrical charge. It's like I broke down the cells in the body. And when the cells in the body die, the electrical charge leaves. That becomes the sperm cell. So the same way I broke that down, you got to understand electrical charge. Come from proton, neutron, and an electron. If you're an electrician, you got your positive wire, your negative wire, and your neutral wire. So now men will always come back into energy, and then they will always expand on the energy, meaning the electricity. So where you got technology, TVs, and all of this stuff, and they're going to keep taking it up and up. So now you got to ask yourself, the more men play with electricity, and if everything is based on electricity, What could happen? Because we all know what happens in the house. If you got too much energy will blow itself out. So now we know Earth is straight electricity. Our bodies is straight electricity. Everything is straight electricity. So now what you think happens when too much electricity overpowers? You get a blackout. So I want y'all to ponder on that for a minute. Because a lot of things that was happening in the past is going to repeat itself. And that's because we completely lost. We think the ancients in the past actually knew what they were doing. And they didn't. They was doing the same things we do now. Learning and understanding life as they went. But then they start to understand it on a sci-fi perspective. So then you start to look at humans as something different than the technology, forgetting that all technology is based on the human makeup. It's based on that. It's based on the life makeup. All technology. So now you got to understand that. If you got a whole bunch of electrical beings walking around the planet, because that's what we are, electrical beings walking around Earth. Earth is an electrical being. All the animals and things are electrical beings. And then on top of that, you got people playing with electricity, using it to try to go into space and do all type of things. So eventually, what happened in the past, because it's a reason why ancient Egypt and all these civilizations fell. And it has to do with what I'm telling you now. It has to do with men trying to conquer electricity. Mind you, electricity predates all of us. We come from electricity. That's how deep it is. We come from electricity. So now we trying to overpower electricity and control electricity. And this is what the ancients did. And this is why the ancients fell. And this is why what happened in the past is going to happen again. And next thing you know, they're going to be counting our time backwards, lying to their civilization in the future. Because that's all AD and BC is. It's a cover-up for what happened and why men had to start over. And y'all need to start paying deep attention to small things like that. Because you're no fool. You know it ain't 2016. You know that. So you know then if it ain't 2016, then man started time over. And why? Now, like I said, I'm going to break it down to y'all in a later video. Maybe later on this week I'll break that down to y'all. I wanted to touch on a lot more other things before I even got into this. But we here now. And I touched on this in the past, but I ain't dived deep into it. I was just showing y'all how people get easily mind fucked and just go with anything. But as far as this video go, I wanted to break that down to y'all so y'all could see. Now, they do have a Holocene calendar, however you pronounce it. And that one has it dated as basically 12,016. Because what they do is go back 10,000 years. So they basically start from 10,000 BC. And then they count 1, 2, 3 all the way up to 1 BC. That would be 10,000 BC. And then they keep going. So it will be 12,016. But that calendar is wrong too, because at the end of the day, man was civilized before 10,000 years. And we know that. So at the end of the day, if we know that, then we know something happened. And I just want y'all to know it has to do with electricity, and it has to do with what you see now going on. There's too much electricity going on. Unnecessary electricity. Unnecessary things. All these so-called satellites and things, everything you see got to do with electricity. Simple. Even the goddamn bed. If the shit got metal springs in it, it got to do with electricity. So we got to be real clear on what's what. Like I said, I'm going to come back in a later video and touch up on what actually happened. Because it got to do with ancient Chem, man. It got to do with a lot of other places besides just ancient Kemet. It got to do with Greece and all of these places because they all did the same thing. And we like 4 or 5 years from doing the same exact thing they did. And it ain't pretty. Know that. Now, I want to touch on something before I go. Because I don't want nobody to be confused. I know a lot of people, teachers who, people that ain't teachers, I don't know. A lot of people seem to be confused on the sperm is the spirit. And I don't feel like people confused. I feel like people just more or less want to be the bringer of things. And being as though they ain't, then they want to be the one to say, nah, 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 that's wrong. So then I get dumb questions like, oh, the tail falls off when the sperm goes into the egg. Now, me personally, I'm trying to figure out what do that got to do with anything I'm talking about. If the sperm is the spirit and you say the tail fell off, that would make good sense if I said that the tail was the spirit. You get what I'm saying? That would make perfect sense. But at the end of the day, that ain't what I said. Second of all, a lot of people think that the tail is the body. See, you got the sperm head, then you got the long tail. But that whole thing ain't the tail. The tail is just the little end piece. The rest of that bony tail shit is the body. This is why I put the picture up. So you can see. It has the breaking downs of it, the midsection, all of that. The sperm is like your body. It has a midsection, all of that. So we got to get on the level so we can stop asking dumb questions. We got to stop falling for jealous people who do stupid tricks. Because at the end of the day, they jealousy is what's going to confuse y'all. I already know what I'm talking about. I ain't make none of this up. You got eyes. This is how y'all get tricked so easily. You have a man come bring you some dumb shit that's written in a book or wrote on Google where they say, oh, the tail fell off and this happened and that happened. Mind you, you hold that to more reverence than what I showed you. A man could say a man could tell you right now, yo, the sperm is not the spirit. The sperm don't even stay in the egg. Mind you, you see the brain, you see the spinal cord. It is the goddamn sperm. You can see that. Yet you'll let another man come and tell you some stupid shit. Because scientists said no, the sperm, because scientists never told y'all that the sperm is the spirit. You can't grasp how I know that and they don't. It never dawns on you, maybe they do know and they just ain't telling y'all. That never crosses nobody's mind. Mind you, you can see when I tell you, yo, the sperm is the spirit. And then I show you the sperm and it got a big ass head and a long ass body. And then I show you the spinal cord in the brain and they got a big ass head and a long ass body. So you can see. It ain't even got nothing to do with me saying, yo, read this. You don't gotta read nothing. This is life. Life's book ain't got nothing to do with reading. It got to do with looking. So when I tell y'all stuff, this is why I make sure I show the complete difference between me and them. They're going to show you a book. I am going to show you exactly what I'm talking about physically. So that way when somebody come to you and say, yo, he's wrong, you don't even have to pay them no mind because you seen it. You don't got to come ask me, yo, man, how they said that the sperm. Once I hear I'm like, oh my God, niggas is really trying to mislead niggas for no goddamn reason. Because at the end of the day, everybody keep forgetting that key thing. I showed you what you can see. So if a nigga come along saying I'm wrong, then you wrong too. Because something must be wrong with all our eyes. Because you see it just like I see it. Until a nigga can explain why the brain and the spine is the exact thing as the sperm, and can explain why the exact same thing is in the earth and why the exact thing is in the sun, if they can explain why is it a big head and a skinny ass body called conscious energy, we ain't got to call it sperm no more because every level call it something different. So we could just call it Why do everything have a spirit with a big ass head and a small body? Simple. Tell them to explain that to you by showing you why that's like that. Because at the end of the day, anybody can say anything. That's why I don't be big on the sayings. I just show you. Look at the sperm. Now look at the brain and the spinal cord. Now look at the earth. It has a tail too. Don't get the whole body confused as the tail. See, these brothers is just reading things to try to debunk what I'm saying. So they don't even have efficient enough of knowledge on what I'm saying to try to debunk it. See, you reading right quick something and then you gonna make a fool out yourself. Cause I've been doing this. So whatever you talking about, I seen that already. It don't hold no merit. None whatsoever. I'm not here to tell you about how the man's fingernail fell off. Because when you tell me dumb stuff like, oh, the tail fell off, that's the equivalent of a man's fingernail falling off. So you trying to tell me, oh, the story you told about the man was wrong because you left out the part with his fingernails. Like, shut up. Leave me alone. This is my thing, y'all. I don't want y'all to think I'll be getting aggy. Because I'm not aggravated. It's stupid to me. This is why I got that face. It ain't because I'm high, nothing like that. It's just so stupid to me. It's like, sometimes I be like, what's the point of, they could stay dumb. Because sometimes I think everybody just wants to. I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, we all see the teachers and all of these fake ass teachers is getting jealous. So let's not feed they fire, because at the end of the day, I don't want nobody to get hurt, because I'm not with this conscious. I don't know nothing about this dumb shit. I thought teaching was just teaching. I didn't know niggas do stupid shit in teaching. Like how, you know how rappers do diss songs? And then now you got this goofy ass Eligio Nature Boy Prada nigga doing video. Like, that's goofy. Like, he's a clown. I already had an incident with this goof bag before. And he hopped on Facebook telling the whole goddamn Facebook that I said I was gonna kill him. Like, what kind of goofy shit is that? Mind you, I know I got the appearance of that. But I did not tell that man that. This nigga's stupid. I'm a real G. Who the fuck gets on the phone? I don't get on the phone talking like that. Especially the goofy niggas I never even met in my life. I ain't say no sorts of thing to this nigga like that. I just said real nigga shit to him. He was running his mouth. He thought I was some local goofy ass nigga. So he got the run in his mouth. And I told him, my nigga, I be everywhere. I know people that's where you at. So stop running your fucking mouth. For I send niggas over to your way just to make sure everything's everything. Nigga looked through my friends list, seen, oh shit, the nigga went to school in Atlanta. Now you all scared, texting me dumb shit, trying to cop please. I don't got time for that. So I ignored the nigga. And then this is why he posted dumbass video talking about, oh, Solace said he gonna kill me. Mind you, I never said that. I told you, yo, if you keep running your mouth, I'm in New York, you in Georgia, but I got people out there. So at the end of the day, if you want to say, make stupid, pointless threats, because he wasn't threatening my life, he was just saying stupid ass threats that goofy niggas say over the phone. So I just let him know, my nigga, it's people everywhere in the world. You talking like you not from the streets. You say you was from the streets and you running your mouth all stupid like you don't know that it's people's everywhere. Like, so that's all that happened. Like, that's why I ain't even respond to the nigga, because I don't want nothing to do with the nigga. He's a goof bag. It's obvious he jealous. And whoever move on his accord, please delete yourself from me, because I'm not from that cloth. That's dumb. Knowledge is knowledge. If we all preaching, we all preaching. If somebody feel like, if a teacher feel like I'm wrong, if I feel like a teacher's wrong, we should be able to talk it out simple. Provide the information, the facts, boom, 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 and get it cleared out so that the followers can get the correct information. We should not be doing goof bag shit that you see going on. It's corny. It's dumb nigga shit. If any teacher think I don't know what I'm talking about, you are more than welcome to sit down with me. If you all about the entertainment part of this, you're more than welcome to bring your camera. You're gonna lose. Simple. That simple. You could call it ego, you could call it whatever you want, because everybody's at this point getting on my last fucking nerves on some shit like that. So if anybody think I don't know what I'm talking about, you can come, you are welcome, more than welcome to come embarrass yourself, because I know the books. Don't get this shit confused, no way, shape, form, or fashion. I was running around on the book shit just like the rest of you niggas before I got enlightened and learned how to pull knowledge from myself and from the earth, something that y'all don't know how to do. That's why y'all still talking about Google and books. So let's cut this out, because books don't got brains. The shit is powerless. It's not the word of God or whatever dumb person you talking about. The book don't mean nothing. You don't know who wrote the book. So let's stop playing games with that. At the end of the day, the book is as smart as the man who wrote it. And if you don't know the ancient fool that wrote it, then don't come talking to me about no book. And I say fool for a reason. Because when I pick up these books, they're stupid. I see men struggling to explain what I'm explaining to y'all. And y'all seem to be getting it no problem. Mind you, when I show you in the book where they talking about the serpent, you know they talking about the sperm. I don't know why niggas playing like they fucking stupid. Just because you didn't think of it, just accept that. Because at the end of the day, it ain't really nothing to think of. Y'all just so lost. Y'all can't even connect the dots to simple shit. Niggas so separate, he can't connect the dots to simple shit. And this is what's truly the problem. You got a bunch of teachers that they all teach the same shit because they all hang together. Let's not get this shit confused, man. They all buddy at some point. So they all talking the same shit. I'm not buddy with nobody but myself. I'm always gonna be buddy with nobody but myself. I don't care if me and all the teachers sit down and become good, cool brothers, we unified. I'm still my own motherfucking man. And it's gonna always be like that. Ain't no goofy following shit over here. Don't nobody need to ever come to me talking in that manner. I don't like dumb shit like that. Don't come talking to me like I'm some young nigga, cause I'm not. A lot of you niggas, man, I got kids the same goddamn age as y'all. Cut it out. Let's stop playing. Just cause I don't age, let's not be goofy and go into dodo bird land. Let's not follow Eligio Nature Boy Prada route. Cause he's a fool. And fools always get what fools get. So let's not forget that. Let's not start getting outside of teaching. This is about teaching. This is about the people. If it's going to get the goofy shit, then let me remove myself so I can get with the goofy shit the right way. Because you don't be on Facebook with a bunch of followers trying to act like you fucking tough. That's not how that go. So, I don't got time for goofy shit. If we teaching, let's teach. If we have disagreements, we can know. Like I said, anybody could reach out. We could sit down like gentlemen and do what we do. Simple. If a nigga wanna act stupid and rowdy and dumb, then let's do it the right way, not on Facebook. We all old. We all know how this go. We all come up in the time before these goofy times, so we know the right way things go and the goofy way things go. Don't bring the goofy my way. It's your boy Solace. Like I said, I'm gonna come back in a week or so and hit y'all off with the real about this electricity thing that we about to do to ourselves. And just staying tuned. You already know.